Most basic level, we have the way that Don carries himself. Obviously, he's a good-looking guy, he's got nice suits, but it's his relaxed body language that is the most interesting. For instance, he almost always sits asymmetrically and spreads himself out comfortably, will actually cause you to relax if you do this yourself. Don also moves freely around most environments, which signals a sense of comfort and ownership wherever he is. He acts like the boss everywhere. Now, you don't need to take it this far, but simply having your feet at least shoulder width apart when you're standing, or leaning with your arm draped over a chair in a way that doesn't prevent someone else from sitting there, goes a long way towards projecting confidence. Additionally, you'll see Don subconsciously signal that others need to work for his attention. He leans back in his chair even when he's in a position where you'd think he'd want to win someone over, like with clients. This flips the dynamic and makes them work harder to win him over. Don creates a similar effect with his eye contact. In the beginning of many aloof, making limited eye contact, almost disinterested in what is being said. If you're sitting opposite him, this will make you want to try to win his attention. It feels good to get the person who isn't paying attention to you to do so. And when the other person has done that, Don gives his full piercing eye contact on special occasions, like when he's making a point.
What you call love was invented by guys like me.
Nailing a pitch like he does on this campaign for lipstick.
She wants to tell the world he's mine. He belongs to me, not you. She marks her man with her lips.
Or seducing you like he does all the time in the show.
My name is Don.
From Don's variable eye contact is not that you need to ignore people to be cool, but that when you are making your key points that you want paid attention to, hone in. Those narrow, piercing eyes keep people captivated, and they show confidence in the words that you're speaking while emphasizing your most important points. Now, you can do everything that you've talked about up until now fairly easily, but a much more difficult element of body language to master is what you don't do. And if you pay attention to Don, you'll notice that he doesn't fidget, and that takes us to the next deeper layer of confidence, which is non-reactivity. This is something we actually talked about in our video with James Bond. This is much harder to fake because our emotions often get the best of us in these high-stress situations. It shows that you're not pressured by what's happening around you, and that makes you come across as more powerful. For instance, watch how Don reacts when two men hit on his wife in Rome, and how he calmly roleplays that he doesn't even know her. Contrast that with their insecure overreactions to him.
May I join you?
Yankee, hey, go home. Che pure brutto.
Are they making fun of me?
A little bit.
I'm only in Rome for one night.
The sense of comfort and power that Don conveyed simply by not reacting is surely part of what drew Betty to him in the first place. Keeping emotional expression in check actually inspires resolve in others. In addition, simply remaining silent when things are going wrong buys you valuable time to think without exposing you as someone who is totally confused and lost. Don is so good under pressure, not because he's just fast on his feet. That's actually an illusion. It's because he slows down enough to think calmly and react in the best way possible. Now, the next sign of a more deeply internalized confidence is not trying to convince other people. And that might sound odd because when you think of Don Draper, you might think of the salesman who is all about persuasion. But being persuasive generally is very, very different from trying to convince any specific person. So paradoxically, Don makes many of his sales by not badgering clients and instead framing himself as an equal partner in a negotiation. He's screening them as much as they are screening him.
Call it a day. Gentlemen, thank you for your time.
Is that all?
You're a non-believer. Why should we waste time on kabuki?
Sit down.
No. Not until I know I'm not wasting my time.
Now, this is effective because one of the ways that we determine if we want to associate with anyone is by how much they seem to want and need us. Interest, whether it's with a date or a client, but to walk away if it's not reciprocated. Now, one caveat here is that if you walk away in an emotional huff, you're not signaling confidence or power. You're signaling petulance, and that makes other people just glad to be rid of you. Resist the urge to yell or to tell a date or a client how sorry that they're going to be for blowing the opportunity, and instead step into the mindset that says, well, looks like we're not a match. I wish you the best. Now, this finally takes us to the deepest layer of confidence, and that is the belief that no matter what, you will be okay. When you've internalized this, confidence comes easy. Now, it all sounds nice, but how do you develop this belief so that you feel it in any situation? One of the fastest ways to build any belief is to live it. So you show yourself that you're going to be okay by doing exactly the things that you think you wouldn't be okay if you did, and you don't have to jump off of buildings. In this this case, I mean social things. So this is what Don does in the final seasons, and I'm going to have to quickly catch you up on the plot of Mad Men for the next clips to make sense. For those of you who don't know, Don's real name is Dick Whitman. He stole his lieutenant's identity when he was in the Korean War in order to escape his old life and get out of the war, and he's lived with that fake name and even somewhat of a fake persona ever since. He displays the outer veneer of stoicism and confidence while behind closed doors, his family and even sometimes his career and emotions are crumbling. But in the final seasons of Mad Men, Don tells the truth at great personal cost. First, he tells Hershey's, his client, the truth about his orphaned childhood, which loses him the account and gets himself fired.
I was an orphan. I grew up in Pennsylvania.